other night against the Red Sox, the Sunday night game, Yankees-Red Sox. Stanton hit a base hit up the middle. It was 121 miles per hour. These guys were all fucking, you know, splooging themselves. Oh my God, they're so great. Dude, it's a fucking base hit up the middle. Oh, but you got to admit that was impressive. Impressive? He made one base. We see 100 of them a day.
Ridiculous.
What the fuck is impressive about it? Nothing. Like, give me a break. You think Babe Ruth never hit a ball 120 miles an hour? We just didn't cream ourselves over it because we weren't fucking tracking it. It's a base hit. The result in a box score is fucking one base. Ugh.
Terrible. Terrible.
Can't deal with these nerds, man. By the way, my clock just told me it's time to go to bed at 8 o'clock. So I can get 6 full hours of sleep.
You should do that.
I'll probably be sleeping in 30 minutes anyway, mid-show.
Yeah, I know. All right, I'm gonna go get this link right now from the app and post it. Damn it. YouTube gaming, YouTube gomming.
That was so impressive. Yeah, okay. It was a base hit up the middle. Shut up. Impressive. You fucking shitting me? I heard myself.
Alright.
What are we on? A little delay, right?
Yeah.
Did you post the link yet or what?
Yeah, I just posted it.
So we're live?
Yep. I'll wait for some people to tune in, I guess, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, wait for a couple people. At least one. Wait till Francis tunes in. Alright, can you, like, stop that?
Perhaps. Alright. I'm going to tag the league.
I'm trying to think of the dude that ran the Wildcat last year, like when the game was on the line. Who was that?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Who was that?
Yeah, that was
Not Sim.
not Sim at all.
You're not going to run a Wildcat when you have no timeouts and you need to get at least 50 yards.
I don't think that person's with us anymore, is he?
No, I don't think so. I just can't remember who it was. Oh, it was, you know what, it was probably one of the newer guys that we added toward the end of the year. Whatever happened to Lee? You ever hear from Lee?
No, he never hit me up. You know, I hit up Mox, too, to see if he wanted to come back.
I forget what he told me. Alright, so we're going to what?
I mean, we got 3 people right now, but I think one of them is me, because I'm... So I'm going to give it 2 more minutes, and then we get started. Hit it. Yeah, give it another minute. Oh, shut your fucking mouth. Jesus Christ, you don't shut the fuck up. You didn't even do shit today, dude. You just fucking... You didn't do shit.
Not gonna be much of a show if I shut my mouth.
That's true. Alright, what do we got right now? Let's see. Looks like I think we got 4.
Alright, go, bro.
Tell me what the fuck to do. All right, just give me a second. Yeah, stop bitching.
Yo, send me a list of rules, by the way. Oh, so it's the regular one, or you have a new one?
No, it's a regular one. Just go to the Daddy League site and pull it up.
You put it up already on the site?
Yeah. Oh, see, Seth could hear me hitting. last show, I listened to it.
I heard it too.
I kept hearing a lighter.
I
I'm gonna have to mute myself when I take a hit. Look, it's an interactive show, man. No, that's not an option. No, damn well. Sev owes me a truckload of fucking that good. No. Life is too short. Fuck that shit. Alright, so start the intro and then we'll get going, alright? Intro commence now. Yeah, I know. They obviously were shitty, so you might want to...
No, they're not shitty. It's you that's shitty.
Why don't you talk with the phone to your ear and see if that changes anything?
Oh, that's awful.
Just try it, you prick. Alright.
Yeah.
I mean, alright, somebody tell me if that's on... You sound a little lower to me now, but...
Oh, man.
How's that sound, Sev? How's he sound? Nick, talk.
I'm not talking anymore. I'm done.
You done? That's an hard all day.
It sucks, man. Some water.
Same shit he said.
Alright, headphones open.
I don't know what the fuck this is about. Little better, he said. No, he said little better. Dickhead.
Yo!
He said it was a little better.
It's not better. Fuck that. I ain't holding that shit to my ear for an hour.
Bro, it's not gonna even be an hour. We're going through the rules. Our rules are fucking simple.
30 minutes. Let's go.
Don't be a bitch. He said it's perfect now. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Leave it. Don't fucking touch nothing. And just talk very loud. All right.
I'm talking, bro.
All right. So we're here. We're good. We're live. This is going to be what? The rules show. This is the most important one, of course. This is the one.
Not really.
I mean, it should be.
It's mostly for the new guys.
No. I mean, no. Half these guys, I mean, let's be real. We don't have to say names here, but there was a debate over half these fucking guys to begin with, so. Obviously, everybody should be reading these, especially since there are some new...
Let's be serious. This is just to give some content to hold these people over until the league starts.
Not really. I'd rather be smoking and playing fucking Madden right now.
A weekly something. Well, we're trying to establish.
Well, Pro is back from fucking France, so I mean, I don't know why he's not doing a show.
He's I don't know.
He's got no idea what's going on, basically. So. He has no clue.
Yeah, he's clueless.
No clue. I mean, think about it. Like, I have to be in his ear during.
He was kind of upset that we glossed him over during the draft review.
I bet he was, but I mean,
I told him I did it intentionally, obviously.
There's not much to say about him.
All right, so let's get to the rules.
All right, so obviously now, first things first, I'm gonna go in order here. We have the settings. All right, you fucking tell me to hold on. I can continue on, when you're. This guy really got me on hold right now. All right, well, fuck him. Anyway, the settings. this is really based on last year, obviously. There's talk of what, all pro possibly.
Yeah, that's what everyone seems to be going towards.
All right, so I mean, again, I don't know about the minutes, quarter length. You know, obviously the quarter length difficulty yet. We don't know none of that yet. We got a little while. We're not going to start for another couple weeks, I guess. So, sliders. I mean, if we're doing all pro, we're definitely gonna do sliders. I don't know. I mean, I was hearing that all Madden was gonna be okay out of the box. I mean, from the guys who got it early, but I don't necessarily think so. But then again, I stink. So, anyway. All right, he's back.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, stop taking a shit.
No, I'm trying to get our boy in here. It won't let me merge the call, though.
With who?
Pro Max.
Are you trying to get Pro in here?
Yeah.
Why won't it do it?
It just won't merge. It puts me on one call or the other.
Ah. Shit, that sucks.
Anyway, let's just get this shit on.
All right, so yeah, anyway. Again, we don't know about the settings yet. Obviously, you see here the league office. Hit up most of these guys. Anybody below this guy right here, hit up for bullshit. Only hit me up for praise. If you like want to give glowing feedback on the league, hit me up. Hit Tricky up for cheese and all that.
No, just leave me alone.
Or that. Preseason schedules same every year. Week 1 through 3 every 10 minutes. So you could do your scouting and not your scouting, your XP and all, training and all that bullshit. And then week 4, I mean, this started recently, by the way, right? Like the whole waiting a day to go to week 1. We didn't do that shit.
That was just last year we started.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because, you know why? I think because of the practice squad.
Right. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense.
To shuffle that roster.
Right.
So you couldn't just, if someone didn't make the draft or they have to go to bed right after the draft, you can't be stealing their players.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but basically weeks 1 through 3 every 10 minutes, and then we advance from week 4 of preseason to week 1, usually the following day, usually around 8 o'clock at night or whatever. I don't know if we should maybe do that. We can actually maybe hold off on practice squads and just fucking go to week 1 so guys can play, but again, that'll be something we'll talk about. And then obviously regular season, every 48 hours we advance a week. Playoffs are every 24 hours or as quickly as possible. And then off season, 24 hours for each stage. Draft is usually on a weekend. Sometimes we'll send out, right? I don't know why we don't do it every time. It's just basically, I guess, if it's not looking like it'll line up on a weekend, we usually will send out a vote. Let guys vote on Wednesday or Thursday or some shit. Whatever day we can get the most people together for it.
Nah, fuck that. I choose.
Basically, yeah.
I choose the day.
All right, and then we got the general rules. Obviously, play sim. Don't be a bitch.
Don't be an asshole.
Yeah. That's pretty much, that's all this should say.
Basically, we're all investing a lot of time in this, some more than others, so don't make me regret my game. I don't want to spend an hour playing someone and, they're just a total douchebag to me.
Oh, well, you should rephrase that, because I'm sure you regret every time you play a game afterwards. But you don't want to be, right, you don't want to, yeah.
You want to be respectful to your fellow team member.
You want to lose legitimately, not to some cheese. Yes.
Exactly.
That's what you're trying to say. Gotcha. All right, so, and obviously, next is streaming. Make sure home team streams, post in the chat. Everybody archive their shit if you're on Twitch. If you don't know how to, hit one of us up. Or just Google it. Just fucking Google it like I did and like everybody else did. But it's, yeah, if we get a complaint and that we can't go back and look at your game, I personally would vote for immediate boot. Mostly because this is a fucking rule. And it's been there from the day you joined, so...
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to cheese somebody and we don't have evidence, fuck you, basically.
I wouldn't vote. I go straight to the boot button.
Yeah, of course. That's your favorite button. So, yeah, Twitch archive, obviously. YouTube automatically streams, saves the streams, so you don't have to worry about that. Team switching, make sure if you want, it's the only way to switch teams. You can't take an open team if you have a team already. You have to actually just wait for a new guy to take that team and then try to trade with him. That's the only way you can switch teams in this league. If not, it'd be anarchy every time a fucking team opened up, and I don't have the patience or the time for that bullshit. So,
Exactly.
I mean, how many guys would hit you up every time? I mean, come on. It gets a little absurd. So we have, even with this rule, I have at least 3 or 4 DMs every time a team opens up. Like, oh, can I get the Seahawks, or can I get the Raiders or whatever? Yeah. And it's always some bullshit. So yeah, group me. Obviously, everybody should have that. Scheduling, 24 hours. You must make contact with your opponent. If they don't make contact with you, that's on them. But if both of you don't make contact, that's on both of you. So just protect your ass. Hit the guy up. Try to schedule. Show an effort, because we will ask for DMs. We'll ask for proof that, because we have to obviously give force wins to guys.
Don't
right.
Just say that. Yeah. Don't say you want the force win and you can't tell me that you DM'd the dude.
Exactly.
You can't show me proof.
Yeah. He didn't hit me up. Let me get the win, and then I might ask for the DM. Oh, I didn't talk to him. What do you mean you didn't talk to him? How the fuck is? Yeah. So I mean, if you don't make the effort, you're not getting shit. Yeah. So force wins. Obviously, you're allowed 2 force wins outside of games against a computer. So if a team is not filled,
games don't count.
Right?
That's on us.
Yeah, that's exactly. We're not gonna make anybody take a loss.
Fault that we don't have legal if there happens to be a CPU.
Fucking Sev is telling me to. Oh no.
Oh, Sev, shut up.
No, he's talking to some other dude. I don't know. We're playing on old Madden, right? Shit, I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't. We haven't figured it out. But honestly, I'll tell you right now, if you're in a sim league and you're okay without the previous play, you should get the fuck out right now. Because that is the biggest addition to a fucking sim league that we've had ever. I mean, there's really no bigger, resource.
You can't complain about someone's play and then we can't go watch the game and know what the hell they're calling.
Right.
What am I supposed to do? Watch the players and figure out what play they called?
Yeah, exactly. It's hard enough going back and watching a fucking hour-long game and looking for some bullshit. Like, it's just our free time we're doing this.
Who used to like doing that? They used to chart it. They used to write down
Hokey, yeah.
I used to love that shit.
Hokey used to fucking have every play, what it was, who it went to. Like, this dude was insane.
What a weirdo. That was Sev's best friend, Hokey.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If one of you guys out there wants to do that shit, by all means. But I highly doubt anybody does. So, yes. We don't know yet about that. I know Ford is definitely against all Madden. But from what I'm seeing, the other league I'm in is going to do it. I haven't talked to really anybody else, but I plan on it just to find out what they're going to do. But it seems, from what I've heard, all-pro with sliders is the way to go. I know we did all-pro like 2 or 3 Maddens ago. We did do that once with much harder sliders. It's Madden, shit happens. This game comes out. We don't know what the fuck it's going to bring. We have to adapt. And this may be the way we have to adapt this year. Anyway, so quitting. We lost Shy, a guy who's been here since pretty much.
You can't quit a game, period.
Right, like this dude.
You can't quit. You can't intentionally disconnect. That's automatic boot. Like,
yep.
There's no excuse for that.
Yeah.
Period.
Exactly. So, custom playbooks we allow both sides of the ball, just as long as basically all I care about at least is create your playbook. But if I play you or somebody plays you and they're talking about he's in the same formations or he's running the same plays, same whatever.
How many plays can you fit into a playbook?
500. 500.
Yeah, exactly.
So
don't bring a custom playbook of 500 plays and run 12.
Yeah. And then again, even if you use, I'm sorry, I created a playbook and I just, have shotgun and single back and that's it. No, it doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck what playbook you create. It has to be within the rules of the league. So, just make sure everybody is having creating balanced playbooks if they're doing that. Coach's decision is not allowed. And I call this the DR rule, Derrick Rose, because he would. Tricky? This guy get fucking disconnected again. Dumb motherfucker. Oh, there he is. All right. What are you doing? Anywho. So he would get complaints about repetitive play calling, and he would say that he was using coach's play calling, like a play decision, like that was an excuse. Yeah. So, no, that's not an excuse. So we don't allow it, but mostly because we want guys in the league who know.
It's not a huge deal.
It's not. I would.
Just don't use it as an points too. So why you keep calling the same plays over?
Exactly. I think it kind of fits into the same thing as the playbooks, you know. And I'm actually for removing this, honestly. So
Me too.
I just can't I can't unilaterally do that. So it's got to be kind of a mod vote. But I'm sure they would be okay with it as well.
No, I can. I say remove it.
Well, no, you think you can. That's the problem. Anyway.
It's gone.
Jerseys. Yeah. All right, I can do this right now too. Believe. Look, I'm literally gonna just delete it right now. Here we go. It is no longer in the rules.
Coach's suggestion: you take it as much as you want.
We just voted. All right.
You can't say, oh, I chose coach selection or suggestion. That's why I ran play action on 3rd and 42.
Exactly. You can use it as long as it doesn't break. You're not breaking any of our rules with it.
It's within the rules.
Right. All right, so next is jersey selection. I mean, this is stupid. I fucking hated the day I had to put this in the goddamn rules. This is moronic.
The team chooses the color, period.
No, how about everybody just play with their fucking jersey? I mean, Jesus Christ. If you have a solid color on, only pick a jersey with a solid color. It's fucking moronic. Guys go from, like, blue to white and then don't tell the other guy, and they're both in white fucking jerseys. You know what I mean?
At least tell the guy what you're going to wear. You know, don't. It's so stupid. You see two teams with things that.
Yeah.
And also, but like I said, home teams should get to choose because, like, say, if you're in a cold weather climate and it's the playoffs, I'm gonna choose fucking white every single time because it's hard to see and you get a lot of accidental interceptions that way. So if I choose white in a cold weather climate, I don't want my opponent to tell me, oh, let me use solids because it's easier to see my players. No, guess what? I'm the home team. I get the home field advantage, and I choose what I want.
Yeah.
That's part of a home field advantage.
Exactly.
For crying out loud.
For crying out loud. Gee golly, guys.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So,
So we got.
The jersey. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we got score and stat padding. I mean.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. The amazing rule.
Yeah. So I've been on the opposite end of this many times.
Mostly, yeah, 90% of the time.
Yeah. The negative end. So listen. A situation happened last year where a player I will not mention by name or team was beating me very badly.
Huns.
Happened a few times.
With the Broncos.
And he started chewing clock in the third quarter, and I started making a little comeback, and I fell short because he chewed basically almost the entire second
No
half.
pun intended.
I don't know the word I used that you think.
You fell short. You fell short, Dick.
So anyways, so then it happened again. The following time I played him, he started chewing clock in the third quarter, and I spoke up and said something this time because the previous time I potentially could have tied it if he didn't. If you're beating somebody badly, don't use the chew clock feature, which, what does it wind down, like 20 seconds off the play clock? Or it winds down to 10 seconds, whatever it is, until it's like two minutes left in the fourth quarter. But also, that doesn't mean keep flinging the ball downfield. There's a fine line, there's balance. If you beat, run the ball, run your offense, run clock, but you can't chew it in the third quarter. You can't chew it in the second quarter, unless your opponent says, you know what, I'm done, I'm getting my ass kicked. You can start chewing the clock.
Right. I mean, obviously, have respect for your opponent, and I mean, it's
in the NFL. If someone's winning by 4 touchdowns, they're not going to run the play clock down to 1 second starting in the second half. It doesn't happen. So, but also that doesn't mean keep flinging bombs when you're up by 5 touchdowns. There's a balance. It's be respectful, but also don't. It's hard. I mean, it's not hard for me. It's very easy, but it's hard for some people.
Yeah, I mean, and the reason for that is what? Like, we have guys who have maybe 21.
That's what I said at the beginning. Be respectful. Like, we put a lot of time into this. No one wants to sit through an hour of getting their ass kicked. Right,
but the problem is that the first time a guy is up 21 and beginning of the fourth quarter and he just starts running right into the D-line and he's, turn of events where he's fucking tied and goes into overtime and loses the game, he's going to be he's going to be timid next time. He's going to want to keep his foot on the pedal.
If you're up by 21, that's fine. But if you're up 4 or 5 scores, there's no reason to run any regular offense.
Right. I mean, my point is, look, if you're up, it's not about just running straight into your D line. I mean, into the D line. It's about try to short passing and try to move the chains.
Exactly. It's not about trying to score.
Right. Just try to move the chains, keep the ball, keep the clock going.
Keep the ball, keep the clock moving.
Right. So anyway, we got fake hikes. Do not spam these. Should be used to counter users who are controlling defensive linemen not abuse the computer. So.
And also, no, you know what? But they did add that D-line aggressive thing last year.
Right.
So if I know my opponent has it on, guess what? I'm gonna fake hike.
Exactly. That's true.
Use a counter that because that feature was just added last year.
Yeah, I mean.
If I know if your D-line is on aggressive, and I know I'm passing, and you're gonna get a good get off the ball, get off the block quick. I'm gonna guess what? I'm gonna get you to jump off.
Exactly.
That's the way it is.
Right. I mean, yes, and most of our rules kind of fit into that criteria too. It like depending on situations and what your opponent's doing. We don't expect people to just like roll over and let somebody do something against them where they can't stop, and handcuff them to the point that they can't stop it. But yeah, I mean, if somebody's obviously has aggressive pass rush on, and I mean, look, it says user D lineman, right? That's the bare minimum. If somebody's on the D line, even if they're not aggressive, they're using that shit. You fucking do it as much as possible. I mean, honestly, and I play D line once in a while. I wouldn't expect any less. You know what I mean?
Once in a while, he says.
Oh no, I do. Last year, dude, I played fucking. I used the linebacker role. That's why I lost 12 games. I mean, I won 12 games all Madden. Yeah, exactly. It's fucking, I told you, man. I have like an 88 overall linebacker, and I control him and turn him into a 70. It's ridiculous. No, I need to have just like no control of the defense to let the CPU do everything.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I put the control of that.
But the problem is it doesn't allow your player doesn't automatically move the one you're controlling, so you actually have to fucking do something. God damn it. Anyway, hurry up, offense.
Yeah, hurry up. What is it? One per half, right?
Yeah, 1 per half outside of 2 minutes, and
unless you're down late, you just keep.
Yeah. If you're down, it says if you're down 2 or more scores.
Common sense, man. If you guys watch football at all, you should need to read rules.
I know.
But anyway.
And yeah, play action not allowed. This is the tricky rule. He loves this one. He's actually the architect behind this one. Play action not allowed on 3rd and 5 or 4th and 5 and longer.
Because common sense. In real life, no one is falling for a play action fake on 3rd and 12. Nobody. No defender is biting on it. But guess what? In Madden, they bite. Because they don't fucking know. They read play action and they bite on it. So, it's basically, if you lose it on 3rd and long, you're taking advantage of, of the terrible game. I mean,
but I gotta say, the only hang-up I've always had about this rule is that we are allowed, we do have the option to, we can't run, what the fuck's it called? Well, when you can you guess pass and guess run, basically. I forgot what it's called anyway. But play run, play your pass commit, right, and run commit. We don't allow run commit, but we allow pass commit. Pass commit stops any play action, basically. Even with just four down linemen rushing, right?
I guess so, but it's still for like people that don't use it or aren't aware of it, or it's stupid. No defender in the NFL is gonna bite on a play action fake on 3rd and. They're just not gonna do it. So, and in Madden they do it.
Right. But I do remember that we put this in even because I think if you pass commit, it doesn't necessarily always prevent guys from biting. Even if you pass commit, it doesn't necessarily stop everybody from biting. So, anyway, motioning, you have to wait till the player's set. This is the oldest rule in the book. Wait till he's set before hiking. Constant motioning of players throughout the game is not allowed. So, yeah, don't run your guys back and forth, checking for man coverage, running down the clock. We want to, play a fucking game, basically. I don't want to see dickhead running back and forth all day. And I think Tricky's gone again. Yeah, he's here. All right. Anyway, quick hike. Of course, allow a second or two. Most guys don't snap the ball immediately, but some do. So this is there for them. obviously most guys will kind of, okay, nobody cares. Most guys will hot route or do some shit that gives the defense enough time. But, yeah, don't get up to the line and hike the ball immediately trying to get a playoff before the defense can do anything. Defense is at a disadvantage in Madden anyway, so we kind of try to even the playing field a little bit, and that's giving them enough time to adjust to what you're doing on offense. Chew clock, only under 2 minutes in each half.
Talk about this already.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, you can do it any time as long as you both agree. Play calling. In any sim league, you should be mixing up your play. Just basically mixing up your play calls, yeah. Every year there's fucking bullshit OP plays that, or routes or runs or whatever. Yeah, last year out routes. And as we can see, that was 90% of the league's go-to third down play, you know what I mean? So yeah, just try to mix it up, and that goes across the board, obviously. Man zone, run, pass, everything. Quarterback rollouts. Obviously, you cannot insta-scramble after the snap. It means hike the ball, you immediately press R2 and just take off with your quarterback. I mean, this rule was put in when, like, the option and all that shit got put into the game, and they really gave the quarterbacks a lot of fucking room to run back there. I mean, it was insane. Remember, like, we had Eli Manning run for an 80-yard option against me for a touchdown. I mean, it was absurd. So I don't know if it's that bad anymore, but this rule's still there for a reason. QB sneak, banned in all situations. What?
No, I'm sorry. You lost me again, but I'm back.
What are you doing, dickhead? Is this a bad time for you?
Bro, no, it's my service.
God damn it. Alright, so quarterback runs.
Can you hear me, though?
Yeah, I hear you. Quarterback runs a band. Not options, obviously, but options should be used with quarterbacks who actually would run an option, obviously. Like I mentioned, Eli Manning running a fucking touchdown, 80 yards against me a couple of years ago. It's a little on sim, I think, but only do it with quarterbacks who would actually have that play in their book. Goal line formation, only within the 5-yard line. I mean, this is actually something you see way too often. I have guys 40-yard line calling fucking goal line. I mean, are you kidding me? It's that mutt bullshit, I'm telling you. It's that mutt mentality that...
It's all common sense, though.
I mean, all this shit should be, but it's not. Okay, and here's the hot button one here.
That mutt mentality, exactly.
Here's the hot route rule that was just added. I don't even think Ford knows about this, but me, Pro, and Tricky had spoken of what it was over the summer, right? It was like maybe beginning of the summer. Tricky?
Yeah, something like that.
So,
Yeah. I don't know.
are you out right now? Are you driving, dude? This fucking guy. Oh my god. Alright, anyway. Get the fuck off the phone and get Pro in here. Jesus.
No, bro.
Bro, what are you doing? It sounds like you're driving.
I don't know why.
Oh. Isn't it monsooning over there right now? That's probably why.
Wi-Fi went out, so I have to be outside in the car.
So anyway, 3 hot routes on a single play or that. Oh my fucking god. I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. What the fuck is this guy doing? All right, so yeah, in the chat I just saw, yeah, Creek custom coaches. Remember, everybody, it's in the rules. It's in here, I think. Or maybe it's not, but yeah, shit, maybe I didn't add it to this. But yes, everybody needs to create a. Everyone needs to create a coach before you join. All right, here he comes. All right, you back? Tricky. Pff, what a disaster. Anyway, nah, Creek. Nobody got. It's not about that. It's about literally dudes drawing up their own fucking plays. You know what I mean? I mean, this year I was talking to him earlier. Nick was telling him that I don't know if guys will be able to get off the same amount of hot routes as they've used to. They've become accustomed to because the quarterback motion now to even call out a hot route or an audible, they just more delayed. You know, I mean, I think it's quarterback signature specific too. So like Cam was doing his own realistic way of calling out an audible or a hot route. But it's, they actually walk to the left and right now. They take some more time to actually call these out. So I don't even know if you'd be able to get off that many, but the rule is there now. 3. I'm going to call him back. Hold on. Oh, fucking pros calling me. Oh, it's so terrible. Pro, I can't answer
because should be good now.
All right, pro's on calling my phone right now.
Oh, I told him to call you. All right, so let him get on.
I don't know. Well, he's calling my phone though. He's not calling my computer. He's got to call me on FaceTime audio. Pro, call me on FaceTime audio.
Tell him.
I want to see what happens if he calls me on FaceTime audio. Maybe I can connect him too. Yeah. But yes, Pro. Yeah. When did you guys? I mean, you guys. What was a group text with us, and it was just brought up. I don't remember how, but.
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I think towards the end of Madden last time.
Yeah. I mean, it was just look. Guys are drawing up their own plays. Just it was bullshit. So we had to do something about it. And again, I mean, the same thing happens on defense. Guys drawing up their own plays.
You can't do anything about defense.
Exactly. And the thing is, we couldn't even put this rule in if we wanted to because it doesn't show you the amount of adjustments you make.
It doesn't track it.
So, like on the previous play information. Oh, look at this. There we go. Yeah. This motherfucker called me on. All right, to accept this call, connect the camera. This dude's calling me on FaceTime. FaceTime audio, pro. Dude, you gotta. FaceTime audio, not FaceTime.
Like slide protection counts as a hot route. Blocking your running back counts as a hot route. So basically, stick with the play that's drawn up, basically.
Or just use your 3 wisely. We can't have 12-minute quarters in our. Hold on. Oh, he's asking me to hold and accept this one. So let me see if there's a way to. Hold on.
Know how to call it FaceTime.
No, he's doing it, but it's saying hold and accept. So, yo.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not allowing me to merge. Fuck, man. Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. Damn. Yeah, it's only allowing me to put you motherfuckers on hold. You know what we got to do? We got to get like Skype or something or some shit like that so that we could all talk.
I think I have Skype.
You do?
Yeah, let me see. Let me try. Let me call you back.
All right. Tricky, you got Skype?
No. Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay, because we might have to do that actually to all chat. So.
Nah, that's all right. I'll bow out. Let Pro get on.
You'll bow out. You bowed out the whole fucking time anyway. What the shit?
Oh, stop. Let Pro get in.
All right, no doubt. Oh well, he's not. He actually got off. He's checking to see if he got Skype. So wait for him to call me. Pro, call me back if you're listening. Just call me on FaceTime audio. Fuck it. Tricky's getting off. Yeah, Tricky's getting off.
So where we at? Hot routes?
Yeah, so still hot routes. I want to hear Pro talk about this anyway, but yeah, so.
It's kind of stupid.
And again, use your 3 wisely, right?
Yeah. I mean, 3 is more than I thought. 3 was too much, but 3 is plenty.
I mean, I actually.
Attack them 1 and you hot route 2 different players.
I didn't actually know that slide protection and all that was gonna count. So.
It does.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
I think 3 is too much, though.
All right. I mean, we only have 2. We only have 2 viewers right now, so we might as well just fucking speed this up and get through it.
Yeah, speed it up.
I'm one of them, so we have 1 viewer, and the other one's probably Pro.
It's probably Pro. It's all right though.
All right, yeah, it doesn't matter. But I mean, people watch it after anyway, so.
They just for the people that can't read.
Right. This shit the last one had 82 views, and it was like 6 people max watching it. So people apparently watching it afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, near formations banned. I mean, again, this is an older rule. I don't know. I'm not.
I thought near came in last year. No.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like last year, we put it in the beginning of last year, and again, I don't know every year. Every year thing,
That's true.
you know what I mean? Year to year, shit changes. So I don't know.
You know what it is? The near runs
Or like,
act almost like fullback.
right. That was why we banned it last year. But again, it might not this year. So
Yeah.
we don't know. Gun runs. I mean, I call these gun runs, but they're really just spread runs.
Yeah, anything spread. Anything where you're not dropping back, turning around, handing the ball to running back.
Yeah, I mean, Madden hasn't figured out a way yet to make the defense a little more effective against these. They're just always overpowered. So we have to kind of curb them a little bit. And again, it's not banned altogether. It's
you can't have 30 runs and 28 of them be from shots.
Right. It should be a smaller percentage of the rest of your runs. So if you're running 5 different runs, it should be the 4th or 5th most frequent that you've called, basically. And we're talking about like sweeps, tosses, and then gun runs are its own. You know, we're talking, outside runs, inside runs, gun runs. Like it's basically broken down into that. So like it should definitely be used less frequently than the rest of them.
Your runs should be you have a lead blocker or the running back is lined up as a tail and you're turning around and handing it.
Yeah, or you have a bigger formation, like it's 2 tight ends, or like most running formations are. You should be running out of most running formations. Anywho, 4th down, inside opponent's 50. On 4th and 2 or less. I mean, look,
it's funny. I always need to check this rule.
Yeah, it's this. I hate the 4th down rule, man.
It sucks.
It's my league, and I fucking barely remember it.
It should just be common sense. Use common sense. If a team in real life wouldn't do it, you probably shouldn't do it.
Exactly. Oh my god. All right. No, I'm just looking at the chat right now. I mean the comments on the YouTube. And now we're on defense. So I mean, again, okay. So 4th down, inside opponent's 50 on 4th and 2 or less. You can go for it. Inside opponent's 50 in the second half when you're down 14 or more points, losing by 9 points or more in the 4th quarter, or late in the 4th when you can't get the ball back. I mean, again, I've had guys like pause the game and be like, "Yo, can I go for it right now?"
Worse than having someone pause and come into chat.
No, but I've had guys pause and ask me outside of these options here if they could. And honestly, sometimes the game dictated like, sure, it's 4th and 1. It's maybe a little earlier in the game. I mean, the thing is, the NFL has kind of we want it to be like we see on Sundays, right? The NFL has become a lot more ballsy on 4th down,
Exactly.
So, I mean, we kind of have to expect a little more of that. But again, it's also Madden. So, it depends on how short yardage runs were really fucking hard last year. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I got stuffed on 3rd and 1, 3rd inches. Like, it was ridiculous. I know it was probably me.
The quarterback sneak or fullback dive.
So, I mean, again, it doesn't necessarily have to be this way. If you really feel like you need to go for it in a situation, you can ask your opponent. This is the same as mixing up your plays. I mean, obviously, zone has been the more popular. Yeah, I like to.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I mean, I say man and zone needs to be. We all know what the deal is here, right? Like, zone is called 90% of the time by most of these guys. Pros hit me up. I'm gonna tell them to call. Hold on. Start audio again.
He calls in. I'm gonna bow out.
Yeah. The next time we do one of these, we gotta do it to Skype. Plus, I think the volume might be better on Skype. So, all right. Well, he's calling me now. So, adios, Tricky. Right. It's been a blast.
It's been real.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Stop breaking rules, asshole.
All right. All right. Later.
Yo.
The great Mr. Promax.
Oh man, anything but I'll take it.
I'm surprised you're speaking English right now. Shit, man. I thought.
It's a while to kind of get the second language at times.
It's crazy. I didn't think you were ever coming back, man.
Nah. Believe it or not, it's a beautiful place to be, but I mean, when you think I think well, now New York is a very, very special place,
Yes, it is.
and I think after New York, you get pretty spoiled by New York. Like the rest of the world doesn't work the way we work. Things open late. You kind of go down the block and you get
Man,
food.
man, I know.
So in that sense, I love New York for that. But the rest of the world is a beautiful place. This is kind of go to the world, man. It's wonderful. I'm just fortunate to have family in other countries, so it makes it a little easier. Because I can't afford those hotel rates.
I was just gonna say, yeah, no, not many people can go to France or anywhere in
Right.
France. You know what I mean? So,
Right,
I mean, shit, most people can't afford. I'm driving back to New York later this month because my ass can't afford a fucking plane ticket. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
I tell you right now, I know all too well about missing New York for that shit. Like the late night, shit open late, and I have to drive, dude. I have to drive to get everything, no matter what it is. I gotta drive about like good 4 or 5 minutes to get anything around here. It's awful. I used to be able to walk down to the corner. Like,
Right.
come on,
Right.
man.
Yeah, man.
So I missed that, but it's good to be back, right?
Yeah, man, it's good to be back. I mean, my internet was like, listen, man, it's hard to explain, but like United States is really, really advanced in comparison to the rest of the world. And I'm not saying the rest of the world doesn't have what we have, but it takes much longer for them to get it. So for instance, like I I love the internet. I tell you all the time, I love the internet. When I have nothing better to do, I get on the internet. It's one of the things that I'm just used to doing. But at the speed of which we do it here is unbelievable. It's almost instantaneous, right? So I visited my cousin who was like 45 minutes away from like a major town, and he's like, "Yeah, I've got 10 megs up and down." I'm like, "Bro, are you serious?"
What?
Like 10 megs. I mean, it's not bad, but that's what my cell phone does on my AT&T mobile.
Yeah.
Like my phone is better than his house internet. It's
Jesus.
unbelievable, right? I'm running like almost top of the line internet at home. So like 10 megs is got like a percentage of what like 2 to 3% of what I do on a regular at home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, oh man, but
I think I paid for the 300 over 300.
yeah, I don't want to say what I've got, but I've got the
Yeah, you probably get yeah.
yeah.
If you
I'm a little bit on the nerdy side, but then again,
if you're not disclosing what it is, oh my god.
like you be losing games, like you're playing games a second ahead of everybody else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is why we don't be the future in Madden with the internet.
I gotta add an asterisk to that Jets banner though. That's all I know now.
Yeah, probably. But no, it's really weird. Like so like I had to get on topic. So I was driving through. So there's two ways to kind of get around in France. You can either take the national highway, which is like their main highway with the tolls and whatnot, or you take like I take it back. They call it like a major highway, and then your national. The national is like there's small roadways in case you're between towns or whatever. But
Hmm.
it'll get you where you gotta go, but it's a little longer, but it's free.
Right.
So my wife and I were like, all right, we'll go to this outlet. That's like 2.5 hours from my aunt's house. We'll go there, and then from there I had like my cousin and whatnot. And so we're driving through, and then I decide to like take a look at the GPS that my wife has in her hand, and so I glance right, and then my hand kind of pulls the wheel down to the. I had to change a tire. The gas station was like 6 miles back. I had to drive back. When I got there, the hose was no good. I had to have another like 2 miles to the next gas station. And then I passed a tire shop that was open but wasn't really open because the gate was up but the barrier was closed. It was like a whole mess. My long story short was that if I was in New York and I had fucked up a tire, in 2 minutes I could find a
Yup.
tire shop.
Yup.
I went. Listen, I went to the dealership itself. So that's my car. The dealership itself. The guy said to me, I'd tomorrow morning. It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, no, I need it now. Like now. He's like, well, I don't have any in stock. I was like, you're a dealership that deals with this specific kind of car. How do you not have a rims like laying around
What the fuck?
that you could just slap on this car thing and be on my way? I wind up riding like 800. I don't know what the mileage is, but like 700 kilometers, for like 7 hours of road travel on a donut.
All right, so I'm gonna need you to time out there for a second.
Yeah.
This is America. We don't use the metric system here. Explain to everybody what's.
I don't know what
Explain what the fuck that is in miles, please.
I might have been like, I'll look it up just so I can just give you guys the exact 700 kilometers in miles is 435 miles.
Yikes.
Yeah, right. On a donut. And they're like, the speed limit on a donut like 50 miles per hour. Meanwhile, I'm doing like 65. Because I'm like, if I do 50 on this highway, I'm not going anywhere. You know?
Yeah, right. That'll be your whole vacation.
Right, my whole vacation. So, long story short, like the immediacy of the United States, or New York in particular, is like so mixed. When you're like out the country, you're like, yeah, I'll just go ahead and go fix this tire in 2 minutes and be on my way. No, I actually have to drive like 8 hours, and the next morning have to go to another dealership and wait 6 hours to get the tire, the rim.
Yeah, I mean we're the instant gratification nation, so.
Absolutely, without question. Yeah, everything's open late, yada yada yada.
Yep.
Anyway.
Convenience.
Yeah, definitely. So what's good, man? What we doing with this Madden?
Man, I'm ready.
I saw some of the I saw the AFC. I looked at the NFC too tough. It's like the creme de la creme.
Yup.
The heaviest of the heavy, and I don't know what the fuck. Like,
So we went to this draft, right? And the reason we went to this draft is because when everybody sent in their teams, there's multiple reasons. A lot of guys are sending the same teams. But then the AFC was just shaping up to be absurd. Like, I'm like, dude, like, I'm showing Nick this thing, and he's like, man, we have to try to figure something out here. I'm like, we can't, because this is what people picked, right? Like, the whole point of this is to get everybody the teams that they want. So we're like, okay, let's try a draft idea, and then, all right, how are we going to change up the seniority to hope maybe make it where the same, because it would have ended up the same exact way we had it previously with everybody sent in their teams if it was just a draft in order of seniority, because that's how this basically was anyway. So we did this tier thing, and we obviously randomized it, so it didn't change anything. It didn't change a fucking thing. Obviously, it did not change a damn thing. So it is what it is. I mean, look, the AFC's got better teams, period, apparently, at Madden. Like, if you just look at the teams. The Steelers were taking shit late, but, I mean, their roster's absurd. So even the later AFC teams that were picked were good Madden teams. Yeah. NFC is pretty bad. I mean, pretty bad.
I would like to look at it. I haven't really dived into the franchise. I know we wait a few weeks until Madden or EA decides to patch some stuff.
They already patched though, apparently. Like OMFL's starting, so yeah. I mean, I like to wait for the rosters, but again, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe we start earlier this year. I don't know.
I mean, we played a good amount of seasons last.
Exactly. And the problem is the game dropped sooner this year, so there would be a longer wait time, right? This is sooner than usual, right? Like the 10th. I feel like it is. I swear it's usually in the August 19th or 20th or 21st.
Man, I feel like I think it's right on time.
Is it?
If I'm not mistaken, I feel like NCAA used to drop in the beginning of in the end of June, the beginning of July, and I will always say to myself, I've got 5 weeks to play 5 seasons of NCAA to get 3 or 4 draft classes in, and then after that it'd be I'd sim NCAA and I'd play some Madden to get some rookies. But I feel like it's right on time.
It might be. It
Yeah,
might
I feel
be.
like it's right on
I'm trying to
time.
look up what last year's was because I feel like I don't know. I mean, I don't. It doesn't feel like it for me, but I could have swore somebody said that. Like somebody basically said that in the chat or something. August 25th, Madden 18 came out last year.
Oh shit! So you was right. So
Yeah,
what about 17?
let's check that. But yeah, I mean that's 15 days earlier than last year. So,
Wow.
but I'm saying that problem with that is it's just a longer time waiting before the league starts. Now we have like a month before we can start if we're waiting for the rosters.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're right. So Madden 16 released August 25th.
I'm looking at Madden 16, right? Where's I mean,
Madden 17 released August
yeah,
23rd.
yep, yeah.
Madden 15 released August 26th, 2014. Nah, you're absolutely right though. I wonder why they released it so
I don't
late
know.
though.
I mean, it's not like they couldn't have used the extra 2 weeks to redrop it, right?
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, how much have you played so far?
I got it yesterday. Tricky actually spotted me the 60. My paycheck came today, so
Oh
he
shit.
spotted me yesterday, and I paid him this morning when it came through. But I played like a game or 2 games, and I just really, I didn't really fuck. I made a playbook yesterday. I want to get that out of the way so I can kind of get used to that immediately. But
Yeah.
I mean, the gameplay is great. Like I like the new physics. The players move a lot more realistically. You
Yeah.
can't
Not.
if they don't
Yeah.
move like in boxes anymore. They don't kind of
Yeah.
like cut on a dime type shit. You know, they
Right.
actually move realistically.
Yeah. It feels robotic, but it still feels fluid. I feel
Right.
like. But I mean, I've played 10 games already online. I think head to head
What
maybe
the
nine.
fuck, man?
Yeah, 9 head to head. And I'm trying to like, so I don't get like Madden boredom. I try to like play like 2 games and then put, change the game or put the sticks down. But I know I'm fortunate. This morning I played three and I haven't finished any of them. Three guys quit on me this morning.
Well, you're mid-season form. Great.
Nah, not even. So let me tell you what happens. I believe is like initially the first day or two, like everybody gets lumped into like this "you suck" category.
Right.
So you
Right.
kind of wind up playing some guys who don't really play that much. Like I had a guy who played like who ran like the same 3 plays all day. Obviously, I play franchise. It'll take me like 5 minutes. If I see like the first, 5 minutes, you're doing the same thing again. Like, all right, I can put an end to this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Um,
And
but
plus,
I
you're
did
probably playing like 6-year-old kids and shit. So.
right, exactly. I did play a game just now. I mean, before I talked to you guys, I lost. I actually lost the game. Um, It was a really good game. Besides the guy, I mean, he was a little on cheat, and that's what I hate about not hate, but like when you play against guys head to head, and then you play, in the sim league, you're like, oh man, if it was sim league, I would have won because blah blah blah. And pretty much this guy would like sprint rollout every time with no
Ah.
car. Oh my god, so annoying. I mean, it was like the worst. Like, and I was able to go by one. I just couldn't get a stop because I would be sprint rolling out each time. I was forced to like play cover three, and probably giving away a tip right now, but I was forced to play like cover three, and then I believe either the flat defender or the hook defender. I was putting on a blitz just to get him to like slow down from like rolling out so often so much. And some line shifts, kind of create some gaps or whatever.
Yeah.
But the game isn't bad
I
though.
can't. I can't. I don't have tolerance for those online games. That's the other problem. Like I
Yeah,
can't. I don't want to waste my time. I'd end up quitting. You know.
yeah. I feel like I need to get the reps in, and I feel like guys want to laugh with each other, and then for like the spirit of competitive, I don't want to laugh with guys in the league, so I can kind of like keep my gems to myself.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like cool guys, like yo, let's run, bro, and I'm like,
Uh,
maybe not. You know what I'm saying?
catch me on my YouTube in week one. That's
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, exactly. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to keep my stuff intact. I've been messing around like 3 or 4 playbooks already, just taking a look at stuff like that. I'm gonna say like already there's like 2 or 3 routes in there where I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like if you wait for it, it's like almost money. Some guy dialed me up. I think yesterday doing the same thing. I mean, I caught on, but it took so long to kind of figure it out to make the adjustments. But it's wild though. But I mean, overall, it's not a bad game.
You find the O route. Is that what happened?
Finally, what?
The O route. O always found that route every year. So now you got to be the guy.
Yeah. I mean, it was like I couldn't do anything, and there's so much more. I don't know. Maybe you can help me out, but like in the depth chart, like I figured out the slot corner. I figured out the slot receiver. And that's the one thing I don't know if we'll do anything about that because obviously you can change the matchup. But if you hit auto reorder, it'll put your best receiver in slot during three wide packages automatically.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it'll be your best receiver, and obviously I have I've got the Jets, so Robbie Anderson's my best receiver. I don't have anybody who's kind of like in the same grouping as
Well,
him.
okay, so actually, I think each player has a slot receiver. Like each receiver has a slot receiver rating. So someone like Kelvin Benjamin would have a low slot receiver rating, and if he's the best receiver on the team, he still would not be their auto reorder slot receiver.
Yeah, in the Jets case, Robbie Anderson is their best slot receiver.
Right,
Well,
right.
best receiver. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So I mean, one thing I don't know, and I should have looked this up by now, but I really haven't had a reason to yet. But the is it a rush defensive ends or some shit like that?
That might be what it is. That might be, yeah. I couldn't think what R was.
Right.
I think it was maybe right or substitute, but maybe rush. Maybe that's what it is.
And then it has sub linebacker, right? But then on my depth chart, it has my linebackers in order. Like it has Luke, then Thomas Davis, and then Shaq Thompson. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell that is.
Right. It was like sub. I don't know what that means. Maybe Ford will know.
Yeah, Ford definitely knows. Ford's known for like a month and a half by now. So
Oh shit.
that guy has it. Fucking Jesus Christ! That guy's an encyclopedia on Madden.
So yeah. So I was messing around with that. I mean, this thing is pretty good. I know the offense. I'm gonna say in season one, the offense is gonna be probably retarded because it's so wide open, man. Like if you call the wrong play, it'll get busted wide open. Like I played in what we called cover two, and I don't get to the QB, and whoever's on that street route up the middle, it is wide open.
Mm-hmm.
Like the safeties don't even come over. They'll just they stay in their hides and they don't do anything. I'm like, shit. So it's gonna be wide open for a little bit, I think, in my opinion, for the offense.
I'm intrigued to see who because every year there's some guys who kind of step up and guys you wouldn't expect to win more and guys like me who all of a sudden just couldn't win a game. Guys who fell off the map. So I'm interested to see who that is this year. I mean, the thing is, the game changes every year, the feel of it, and some games just feel better for you than others. And like last year, just never felt right. I never got comfortable playing that game last year. So I don't know why. I really don't. But this year, I'm hoping that's not the case.
No, but I mean, I listened to the podcast you guys did for last week. And you said you didn't play as much. You said you only had one league.
Yeah, that probably. I mean, I hope that's what it is, right? I do.
It is definitely. I think the rep. I've got tons of invites for like a second league, and right now I'm kind of like debating. I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna do a second league, so my play may suffer. And then since you said that, I was like, fuck. Maybe I should have jumped. I should have jumped in the league, but I really don't like coming into a league yet. And then and if you said like you said, like it came out like 2-3 weeks early. I'm really not in the mode to like play a whole bunch of games right now.
Exactly.
I want to do it at my leisure, kind of, sort of. So
that's why I'm kind of pissed about OMFL starting soon if they're gonna do that because I'm like, damn man, I kind of want to fucking play. I kind of need to get my feet under me a little bit with this game.
Right,
and
exactly.
Jump right in. Shit, that's gonna be tough.
I already know that I'm probably gonna need some defense. I mean, I've spoken to some guys already about acquiring some defense. I feel like I'm gonna need it. In my opinion, I don't know if anybody's listening, but in my opinion, I feel like the pass rush might be the move this year. I mean, I think the pass rush might be the move this year, man.
You think so?
Like, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. My experience with the pass rush might be a go this year. It might be a real go. I might go like I might do usually I'm like corner and working my way down. I might work from the defensive line this year and work my way back up and see what happens. But I feel like it might be a move for me. I don't know. It's all speculation at this point. I haven't watched any Madden videos. I haven't watched any of that stuff. So I'm just kind of like playing it playing it by ear.
Ford was saying something about he's switching to 4-3 this year for some reason. I don't know why. He mentioned the nickel G package or whatever the fuck it is. It's basically like nickel strong.
Yeah, I saw that in the Jets playbook. I'm using that right now, defense online. I'm not quite sure how that works, but it's got Jamal Adams kind of like in the box.
Yeah, it's got 3 safeties on the field. The safety's up in the box, right? The safety basically plays a nickel cornerback position in that.
Exactly. Yeah, and he's off the edge, over the, like he's off the left shoulder.
Right. They had that nickel strong like 2 years ago and a few years before that as well. They took it out last year for what that was my favorite fucking play, man, because it was good against the run. You know, you had a safety up and you had 2 linebackers, so it was kind of like if you had the right safety up there, it was kind of like an extra linebacker who might have been a little faster than one, and then they removed it, but I don't know why Ford is talking about going to 4-3 because of that. Maybe it's because he doesn't want to have any like if he's going to be in a 3-4, he's going to have a 3-4 personnel, and that doesn't mesh with a nickel because that's in every formation, and that's in every playbook, by the way. That nickel G formation.
It's probably standard at this point in the league to kind of just deal with the split tight ends, whatever. If you bring that safety down to kind of match up. But I think it's been 2 Maddens where the 4-3 has been a much more effective defense on getting pass rush. I mean, the 7 in the box, for whatever reason, it just works a lot more. Like I feel like if you get like an outside linebacker that can pass rush, you kind of like stuck with him because you might ask him to cover. And he might never recover. But if you got like a defensive end that's always rushing, then you're not worried about it. You're not asking him to do anything.
Right.
So if you're looking for a hybrid, then you're gonna be tougher to kind of fill that role.
My thing is I like the 3-4 because I have more freedom. I can kind of like if I have a all out blitz, just put 2 guys on a like quick blue zones or whatever, little yellow hook zones or whatever, and cover the middle or some shit. It's more like freedom to get a little creative with it.
Right.
I hate man coverage in 4-3. Oh my god, it scares the shit out of me. It's a nearly. I mean, it's a risk. It's like guaranteed. They're gonna torch you in that every time.
Man. I mean, I take those risks. Like I'll call a cover 1 or cover 0 middle of the field just to see what I can do. I mean, 'cause I feel like I tell you all the time, like I want to win the game, but I don't really care if I really lose that often. Like, I really want to win, but losing doesn't really bother me in these games. Like, not anymore, man. I mean, so I'll take some risks. I'll take some chances, man. I'll definitely take a chance somewhere. I try not to call cover 1, cover 0, when it's like 80 yards of grass behind me. But, I mean, sometimes you got a guy pinned down on his 1 or, inside the 15. You're like, fuck it. I'll just take a shot.
Right.
And see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's still I have to kind of cringe every time I call one. I mean, you have to call it, obviously, I mean, yeah, you call man plays. I mean, you can't get too repetitive too. So I'm not gonna only call man when I'm in formations that I'm comfortable calling man in, because then I become every time I'm in this formation, somebody's gonna assume I'm playing man. Even if I'm lining up differently and trying to disguise it, no matter what, people catch on. Especially someone like Ford, who I have to play twice a year.
Oh yeah. I make it a habit, and then I think Ford just shot me a message, and then I guess I'll take a look at it, study that stuff, just so I can be prepared, I guess, which is part of playing the game. I guess.
It's huge on so many levels, and it's needed. And honestly, I don't think that whatever negative effects that we have moving up all pro, which I think it'll be minimal, honestly. I mean, let's be real here. It's with sliders, you probably won't tell the difference. You know what I mean? As long as we make the sliders right. But the negative effect of not having that previous play call is just way too big. I mean, we need it as a sim league. You know what I mean? We need to be able to watch a game and look and see what this guy's doing.
That as well.
And it's good for scouting your opponents too. Like you see what plays they call most of the time and shit like that. So.
Yeah, for real.
Ford hates it because on defense, he calls the same play. He just draws it up differently every time, but it just looks like the same play on the previous play call screen. 90% of the time, it's that play, but it's a different variation of it every time. So that's why he hates it. It's a bad look for him. But I mean, I know he doesn't call the same play. Literally, he's got those like rabbit fingers, man. I don't know how the fuck he does it, but he's got that shit muscle memory, and he's just this guy over here, this guy over there. Next play, it's different. Like he knows what he's doing apparently. So
yeah, I mean,
he'll call an all-out blitz, dude. That's the play. It's like an all-out blitz, and then everybody's in zone one play, everybody's in man the next. It's the same fucking play call. You know what I mean?
I mean, some guys like I try not to make too many adjustments. Maybe like I can probably literally I can like do 5 adjustments, but I can't do any of those man combo. Safety on the back, and then linebacker on a receiver, cross man, and I can't do any of that stuff. Like for me, it's more like line adjustment, linebacker adjustment, zone adjustment, pass run in out, or whatever underneath.
Right.
Whatever. Like so, like only a handful of those I can actually make. But other than that, I don't have the patience. Some guys are good. I mean, I hear some guys maybe like clickety clack.
Yeah.
Clickety clack. It's like, fuck. Like, what did you just do?
I still manually switch to each player I change. Like, and I know you got the quick shortcuts. Like you just hit like L1 twice, and you can change one position group, like with just like triangle and.
Oh yeah, I haven't had the need for that too often. The only thing I've done that for was like all middle linebackers in zone, but then it gets all fucked up. Like they don't maintain their spacing.
Right, they'll just like clump together in the middle.
Right. Two middle linebackers in no zone, but they crossing each other for whatever reason.
Right.
It's a mess sometimes. So yeah, I'm trying to make too many adjustments. And in fear of being like too, so you don't want that either.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I mostly just move my line and put guys on zones or manually blitz guys and just try to change it up. Try to maybe overload one side if I got, shit like that. But again, it's just mostly just freestyling. I kind of like just will call the play and whatever I feel like based on the way they're lining up, and sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. It's just fun. It's fun. That's all I know. It gives defense some intrigue for me. Defense is boring all the time for me, honestly. I always hated playing defense, man. Always on video games. Hated it in Madden games. My whole life hated it. Because it's just like constantly you're just trying to stop this team from scoring, and in Madden it's very hard to do that. So it's mostly a terrible experience playing defense.
It's so tough, man. I definitely agree. But I mean, if guys really want to take a look at the all Madden doesn't really give the user a boost. What it does is decrease the user sliders, to like 25% of the full sliders, and leaves the CPU sliders up. And so all Madden isn't a marker of how good you are. It kind of I don't know how good you are. What's I'm looking for? I don't. It makes it harder for you as a user.
Right. It makes everybody else around you better on the that you're facing.
Yeah, it leaves the computer as is. It makes your guys worse.
Right. There you go.
So you're playing well, but you're overcoming a deficiency on your team, which isn't like it's not cool. I mean we've done it for so long, so whatever. But all Madden just means that your team is a lot dumber.
Right.
And the CPU kind of stays where it's at, and then can you win it? Can you win when your team is underhanded or whatnot or whatever?
Right. I mean, I can tell you right now, a lot of guys are not going to be cool with All Pro if that's the route we go. I mean, you can see that just from the chat. Some guys are like, All Madden, right? All Madden, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. We'll give it a shot, I guess, and at the end of the season, if it doesn't really work out, we can always go back. But like I said, just from a sim point of view, we kind of, we could turn on the freaking previous play call for All Madden, and it'd be set.
Right.
I'm not sure why they did it that way.
I don't either. I'm hoping it was a fuck up on their end, but I highly doubt it. I
don't understand. Like, to leave it alone, like it should be like an on and off option. That's what
right. Taking the control out of our hands. But now we could create a rookie class. I just can't choose to have previous play information on. Great. It's always some bullshit. They give and take constantly. You know what I mean?
Right. Just add stuff. Nobody wants to take anything away. Don't take anything away.
Right. And they still didn't fix formation subs, dude. Like, come on, man. 3 years that shit's been in here now, and it's still fucked up.
that's probably why they did the depth chart. It's probably easier to do it that way than for the global sub. Because I mean, if you do the custom playbook, I mean, I don't know if you've ever done it. I mean, obviously you've done it, but I do it on defense. I don't do offense. Offense is way too crazy.
That shit still don't work, dude. It doesn't come. It comes out in fucked up order. You can't really choose the order of the formations.
Exactly. So
I got nickel at the top, dude. The one I just created. It's at the top. Then it's like 3-4-4-3, and then like dollar, and it's like, come on, man. It's fucked up. And they still haven't fixed that. So again, they just need to work on the shit that they got already, and then tighten it up. But yeah, actually, we were on the defensive rules here. So we already got past the one that all the shit that we only really added the hot route rule, and you were involved in that. So
yeah, I saw it somewhere else. I don't know where to give it credit to, but I knew I saw it somewhere else. I thought it was great because I just thought it would be like a lot of times guys are trying to create a mismatch. And obviously in the NFL, you're not gonna just tell hey receivers, hey, just get open. You know what I'm saying? You tell one receiver switch your route, you tell a second, but you're not gonna tell 3-4 guys to switch your route and make a line adjustment. But it was getting out of hand. Like guys were literally creating their own plays on the field, and I think it's gonna be a good thing. I think it's gonna be a good thing.
Now what?
2 or 3?
It's 3. But now, what do you think though? You've obviously played. You said you played 10 games online. You notice now the quarterback now makes calls differently, right? Like it's definitely the animation takes a little longer to finish.
I haven't noticed because I played with McCown, I played with Bridgewater, and I played with Darnold. I haven't noticed how much slower it is. I don't know. I haven't really noticed. You know what? Tonight I'll probably play another game or two, and I'll take another look at it.
Yeah, hot route, audible, and just see. Because, I mean, like, for instance, I did it with Cam earlier, and he walked back from the center, walked basically to the end of the right guard, and ended the left guard, yelling at each wide receiver to give him the play, and then went back under center. Like, it took a significantly longer amount of time than just, like, tapping his hip like he did last year or some shit, you know what I mean?
I mean, that could be
That's what I'm saying, yeah, because they definitely did the signature shit now, so it can definitely just be his. But I mean, even the quarterback I was going against, I forgot who it was. I was playing, it was Dak Prescott. It was week 1 against the Cowboys. He was doing some his own shit too, so, and it was definitely longer. So again, I don't know. It might affect that in a way, but again, we still have the rule. It's going to be there, and if we don't need it eventually, maybe, but I don't see the harm of having it, even if you can't execute 3 anyway. So we don't want it. We don't want 3 anyway. So more than 3.
Exactly. And my thing is, well, 2 things. One, I mean, maybe the rookies don't have an animation yet because I play with Darnold.
Right.
It's a big difference. So he doesn't have a quote-unquote custom thing yet. So that might be something, guys looking for a quarterback who kind of look into, like, well, I'm getting a rookie quarterback. I won't have this long, drawn-out animation. And second, I think, adding rules, I think, in my opinion, kind of eliminates a lot of gray area. I mean, we had guys last year who would do things, and they'd be like, well, it's not in a rule book. And you're like, listen, my man, it's not in a rule book, but you know what kind of league this is. You kind of just, just think about it that way. Does it feel right when you're doing it?
Right.
Some guys don't have that. Some guys will be like, well, it's not a rule book, so I get to do it. So some guys don't have a quote-unquote Madden moral compass.
Yup.
And some guys, they'll do it because if you're able to do it, and for no other reason but that. And I feel like more rules are better than having to kind of like fight about all right, can I not or not do? Can I do this or not do this? And so.
Yeah, Sev actually first of all, Sev, he asked how we're doing the draft. I'm assuming he means the draft we normally do. It's the same as normal, same as usual, Sev. You ain't brand new. Goddamn.
About the rookie draft?
Yeah, he says, how are you doing the draft? So.
Oh, it's my free agent draft.
Oh, the free agent. We don't have a free agent draft, do we?
No, we have no.
We just allow 1 per week.
1 per preseason week.
Right. And then once the regular season starts, it opens up. And we freeze practice squad for what, like 48 hours or some shit?
Yeah, it was like 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, uh, yeah, I think that's what that is. That's fine. What other rules? I don't know yet. I mean, the press looks real good this year. The press release. Um, I've seen guys getting jammed up. Excuse me, and getting beat, and it's a good animation from guys get behind guys. Like guys using their hands to get open.
Right.
So that looks good. Um,
Yeah, we don't have the press, I don't think, anymore in the rule book. And that was mostly because even, like, I'm pretty sure I was going through this one day, and I'm like, man, this is a bullshit-ass rule. Nobody is, first of all, abiding by it. I don't even know the purpose of it because, look, there's a way to beat. If somebody's pressing me all day, I'm going to beat that.
yes,
You know what I mean?
absolutely. I think the rule was kind of like you couldn't man press the whole game, but I think it wasn't Madden where the man press was OP, where like you couldn't like it was like jamming you up crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy one year, and it just stuck in the rules, and we never got rid of it. But definitely isn't necessary now, you know.
Because if you press me, I'm going hot route to a street.
Right, you're done.
Good luck.
You don't even need to be faster than the corner either to beat him. You know what I mean?
Gotta get behind him.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, so anyway, we have man zone, obviously, user movement. This is a big one. Only move the player that you're controlling at the snap, and if you move a player. Now, this is the thing. I've always thought about adding this as a caveat to this rule because there are times when maybe I've moved a player by accident, like just switching, and I'm like, fuck, now I got to stick on this player because I moved him. Yeah. And I'm always like, if I move him back, does that count? You know, and I'm like, I wrote the rules. Why I'm finding a gray area in my own rules. You know what I mean? Like, so if you reposition him real quick so you can, again, it's just, I don't know. It's hard to gauge, but again.
I would much rather stick to the rule than try to find a way to kind of. Cause even I've moved the guy by mistake, and then I'm like, fuck, I'll just stay and just gonna do what I need to do. I think it's much better that way, opposed to a guy saying, "Well, I moved him by mistake," and you know what I'm saying? He's doing it every other play.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no way to tell at that point. I think if you leave it as is, I think we're gonna see a lot of.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So same thing for D lineman, of course. If you're using a D lineman, you're not allowed to manually move that player like outside or something. Only what? Mass shifts basically. Like linebackers as a total left, right, in, out, whatever. Same thing with D line. Safety's kind of the same. I mean, we don't have that rule anymore where you can't move the safety into the box, and the reason for that is because they literally have a fucking formation now with the safety in the box. So
he could be in the box, but just couldn't be on the line of scrimmage.
yeah, he can't be on the line of scrimmage. He can't. But you know what the problem is? The problem is though is that if you show blitz, the safety comes down to the line of scrimmage. On that, you know what I mean? So like, we can't ban something where Madden actually has a way of naturally doing it, you know?
Yeah, but I feel when I think about lines, I'm thinking about like in between and on the line itself. If he's coming outside on the edge, I don't have a problem with that. But also with that, now if you do it manually, you can't come off of him.
Right.
Right. And so we can kind of do that. But I mean, we'll see what happens with that. I mean. Yeah, I bring my safety down into the box all the time, but I stay on them. You know what I'm saying? I've been able to like play with both now, middle linebacker and kind of safety. I kind of do both.
Yeah, I usually only use manual, user or safety if he's in the box because I don't like being the last line of defense back there. I'm gonna get torched every time. So
yeah,
I like to have some protection back there if anything behind me, but. Yeah, I mean, again, like you said, we'll see how it goes. If guys are abusing something about it, but again, I don't see it being a problem. And I don't want to have our rule book being so fucking big that guys just like gloss over looking at it. You know what I mean? I want them to get to the end and be like, okay, they retained everything and kind of understand everything. And you just have a bunch of. I mean, we even have some repetitive shit in here. Like man zone calls doesn't need to be its own line, but the league dictated that it did. You know what I mean? They obviously had a hard time not calling man plays enough. So we had to actually make it its own mixing up line in the rule book, which sucks because it should just be one rule: mix up your fucking plays on everything, right?
Pretty much.
So, so also pass rushers, you have to have at least 3 on every play. Contain assignments count as a pass rusher, so if you have 3 down linemen and 2 of them are contained, that's those 3 rushers. Well, obviously the 2 of them are contained, 1 rushing is 3 rushers. Play calling, just as with offense, all teams are required to mix up the play calls. Alignment. Oh, okay, we actually do have the press coverage shit still. Fuck, I thought I got rid of it. Press coverage and show blitz should both be kept at a minimum. Some users have a tendency to go overboard when it comes to this. Again, I don't see a problem with it. We could probably remove this. But again, and you might know better than I do. Do teams press every single play? I mean, I know a corner might if he's really good at it, but
Yeah, some guys do. I mean, it depends on the coverage. Like, I think like Jalen Ramsey will probably press 80% of the time. Just because he can. He's got the strength to. He's got the quickness to the cover. So he's probably eliminating, his half of the field just by that alone.
right.
But obviously in Madden, that's not going to be that effective. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if he's got the speed, if he's beat, he's beat.
I mean, look, if you're playing a guy and he's coming out in 2 wide receiver sets, and all of your corners are pretty much his press, your press against his wide receivers just blows him out of the water every time, and you can press without worry. Why not do it, right? Like that's taking advantage of the matchup of the mismatches, right? These guys can't get off press. That's the user's fault for not getting better receivers,
Yeah.
So again, you're not going to press against guys who are plus 10 against you in that. You know what I mean? They're just going to blow by you every time. So again, and again, this rule was there before Madden even put that shit in, where you could check to see how your ratings matched up against a corner lined up against you. So most of this shit got eliminated just by the fact that guys had information now and were able to see for for themselves. Okay, I'm not pressing against this guy; he's going to kill me. So
Yeah, right.
kind of help, guys using their heads kind of got eliminated this rule on its own. Run commits banned, of course. It's been banned since it came out because it's the most unrealistic shit.
What's that again?
Run commit.
Oh, yeah.
Unrealistic as fuck. Actually, I haven't even seen it yet this year, so I don't know if it's any different, but all I know is
Run commit, what about the engaged 8? Is that still a thing?
I don't think we've ever banned engaged 8. I mean, I don't know. I've rarely ever seen. I think that's the play fucking Ford calls all the time and just all edits, and creates his own play out of. But I rarely ever see anybody call that play, so I've never really seen it as a problem. But yeah, run commit. Yeah, they all move in unison to the ball. It's just the most. Oh my god, it's just ugly to watch. I can't believe they still have it. Dude, they all just turn their head immediately, like they're just mimicking each other and running to the ball. It's unrealistic as fuck.
Only time I can see us using like run commits on the goal line.
Right. But again, even then, it has to be something. I would say at least it has to be something that when you see it, the animation of it, like that's always been my hang up about it. It's just the animation. I mean, I don't know how effective it is. I just know that Jesus Christ, that is so no defense automatically just starts running. They all have their gap assignments. They just totally eliminate gap assignments when it's run commit. And you run commit to the left, your whole team is running to the left. That's just the most unrealistic thing I've ever seen. So unless they had it implemented a little differently, where maybe, I don't know. Again, as long as they keep it with their assignments, but at least being more aggressive against the run, you can do that. But it just doesn't seem to work that way. So again, we'll look at it this year. Just a little caveat for everybody: these rules are not set in stone. Obviously, they never are.
No.
They never are.
I feel like maybe we don't make adjustments to the rule,
Enough.
the week of. No, that's what the week of. But it's like like we have like a quarter mark. Or, there's 16 weeks. Every like 4th week or maybe 8th week we take a look at the rules.
Yeah, we definitely need to revisit it more often during the season.
Yeah, right. They should still be applied,
I mean, the thing is, a lot of times we do add rules during the year. We've always done that. Like, when we release the PSL address or something, and then we always have, okay, this is being added to the rules. We just really never subtract anything from the rules, and then we have something just sitting here for years that are just redundant or they're just not needed anymore for whatever reason. And we got to kind of keep it cleaner, I guess. Because every year I go through this, I'm like, oh my God, we still have this in here? Like, what the fuck? Oh, okay. And on defense, this obviously cannot be enforced, so I have to get rid of it. But the assignments, this is kind of the same thing as the hot routes, but
Say that again.
We have the assignments rule on defense. Now that's the same as the hot route rule. The problem is we can't enforce this, so we have to get rid of it. Because I didn't realize that you cannot see the amount of adjstments that a team has made on the previous play on defense. You can only see hot routes on offense. So. Right. So we can't control that. And honestly, I'm okay with that. Like I said earlier, it's defense needs the advantage. Defense needs to adjust more than the offense. It's already at a disadvantage in Madden. So again, not allowing the offense to go crazy and allowing the defense to go crazy. I mean, again, the offense dictates the tempo anyway. So the defense can only do what they can do in the amount of time that they have before the offense snaps the ball. So right. And then for special teams, onside kick only allowed in the fourth quarter when trailing. Fake punts or one fake punt allowed per game. I think Sev did it against me last year. Somebody did it like once. And then literally after that, I think for the rest, and it was early on in Madden, for the rest of fucking Madden, I constantly was looking out for it. So some asshole was going to drop it on me again, and it never happened. But yeah, line drive punts are not allowed. Now, there's no kick arc anymore. I don't know how it's going to affect some guys. That's going to be, field goal is going to be a problem with that. But punting, I didn't have a problem with.
Only on all Madden.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Madden, there's no line.
Shit. All right. Yeah.
If I could play in all Madden and that the line be gone, but the previous play was staying.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I'd be fine with that.
I mean, the first year kick arc came out and they changed kicking. I think it was needed, right? Like it was just it totally. I mean, I felt like it did at least. It was 2 Maddens ago. Kind of totally changed the feel of kicking. I felt like I was learning it all over again. I think they actually did change the whole buttons and how the meter worked and everything. So the wins, that type of shit. But by now, I mean, I was using it without the arc. And I didn't have any problems kicking field goals or punting. So I don't even use it when I punt. I mean, I use it because it has to move, but I don't ever actually see where it's going to end up. I don't know, for whatever reason, maybe it fades, but I never actually see.
It fades after a while. With guys
right.
I've seen a couple of guys who play, what they do is they switch to that all 22 view, and then you can see what the meter
wow.
ends.
What do they do, a camera toggle?
Yeah, do a camera toggle.
Man, I got to keep that shit off, dude. That shit fucks me up during the game.
Yeah,
I hit.
Oh,
oh my god, I mean, fucking, I zoom out right before the play when I'm trying to switch players or something, and I'm like, fuck.
The first thing I do when I get to the game, that shit goes off.
Yup.
I don't need it.
Yeah, I can't play with that shit. Hell no.
I don't need it. Anything at all.
So then we have roster rules. This is obviously a contract, 5-year max for anybody, 80 and above. Can't sign in more than 5 years. And then 79 and below is a 4-year max. Bonuses, all contracts offered have to have at least a 25% bonus of the base salary. So again,
definitely got to do a better job with that. But that's so hard.
It's really hard to enforce.
I think it should be for like top tier guys. I mean, I don't know where we start, but given a raw prospect, like 75 or not even 75, like a 65 overall guy, some bonus, doesn't really make sense because you're just trying to build them up. And
right. You know what? This actually, you just reminded me, dude. This actually had a minimum on it. I think it was $3 million base salary a year we had, and because I tried to shorten everything up, and I don't know why I would have left that out, but right, okay, I'm literally gonna change that right now. So that's the beauty of doing this live and on minimum 3. What am I doing? 3 mil 3-year base salary. Okay. Trading. All trades must be posted on trade form. Now, the trade form is linked on PSL. Now, everybody, if anybody's listening or going to be watching, there's a few people watching right now, but again, more will watch later. Use the Daddy League site as your hub for the league. Any and everything that we have going on will be linked in one way or another there. That's where everything will be. So if we have anything off-site, like even Pro's show, you know, the CFM show, he's linked on there. You can click on it. It goes to his page, and it has all his videos. You can watch his other bullshit. I'm sure he's playing FIFA, whatever he's doing. We had our Twitter linked to your stream, and I just kept getting FIFA alerts, dude. I'm like, get this shit out of here, dude. and 2K alerts. I'm like, this motherfucker, man. I know. So, you know, any and everything you guys need will be on there, linked one way or another. I try to make it as accessible as possible. Like, so on the right side, you'll see that little hub where you can get trade approval, register if you have guys who want to sign up, shit like that, rules. Everything is linked on there. So, yes, use the forum. You need to sign up for the forum. And then the way trades work, obviously, is the first year, we only allow one trade during the regular season. First year of every Madden. Obviously, you don't want to change the teams up too much after the first season. Then starting that off season is 2 every off season and regular season. Free agents. Wow, you know what's crazy? I'm looking over these and I don't even remember some of them. So, okay, any free agent over an 80 overall and under 28 must be offered a minimum 3-year contract. I don't remember this rule, but okay, it's there. So basically, this was to eliminate like I don't actually know if I agree with this, but under 28. Okay, yeah, you can't sign somebody who's like 26 to a 1-year deal and $20 million just for that 1 year in year 6. You know what I mean? Just to try to blow people out of the water or whatever. I guess I don't know. I don't remember why we added it. Restructuring, you can't cut players and sign them right back for a cheaper deal. I mean, that's some cheesy fucking shit right there. Yep. Off-limit free agents. Now, listen closely, everybody, please. If you were with us during the regular season and the off season comes and you hit any of us up about holding players because you couldn't re-sign them, you will be told to politely go fuck yourself. Because you've had your chance. You've had your chance. All right? I'm not sending guys, hunting guys down and try to take offers off of guys because last minute you couldn't sign somebody. I don't give a fuck. If you're with us, you had your chance. New guys, it's different. You know, they just came in. The guy before them fucked up and didn't sign anybody, and they're all going to be free agents. We'll make exceptions, but we're not doing it for guys who were there. Roster minimums: keep 3 tight ends on your roster, no less than 50 players during the season. I think we should all keep 53, but I get it. You know, not everybody is signing guys to replace guys all the time. You're gonna get a little low. I'm okay if, like, some of these new guys actually seem to be very active, at least so far, without even playing any games. So, again, some of them could definitely speed up the process, Again, draft picks, 10 is the max to have in a given draft.
Yo, what about a limit on first rounders?
I think we need that now, man. Jesus Christmas.
I think we need a limit on first rounders.
Oh, it was absurd.
I mean, I saw a league that was like, you can't trade any of your first rounders. I wouldn't say that.
I guess, I don't know. How many did the Browns have last year, first round picks?
I don't think any team ever had more than 2 first round picks in the year of that draft.
Right, okay, so like 2 first round picks for one team is probably the max?
Yeah.
Because I was actually thinking 3, but you might be right with 2.
Yeah.
But 3 sounded like, I couldn't imagine more than 3, that's for sure. So, I don't know. I mean, it does seem a little ridiculous. I mean, I don't know how any team has enough, and this is our fault for allowing these trades, but how does a team have enough pieces to trade for all those first rounders, Like, obviously, we undervalue first round picks. Oh, and that was the thing, actually. So, Nick had brought up, I don't know if it was Nick, but he's the one who told me. Somebody might have told him, but no future first round picks traded. Not allowing that. For
That's possible. I would say at a certain point, maybe after like year 4 or year 5, we're like, well, probably winding down, and future first rounders won't be that realistic, I think.
I mean, I think even Ford, Nick brought it up in the mod chat, I think, and even Ford was like, yeah, you know, you got a point. I mean, I don't know if he's for it, but the point, Nick's point is that it's nearly impossible to gauge, like, the value of it. And on top of that, it's kind of insulting to some of our owners who got, you know, look, they kind of know who's going to win 1 or 2 games a year. And
Right. That's my thing, though. That's my biggest point. And I feel like it's kind of like you don't want to infringe on an owner's right to trade, but you kind of don't want guys, vulturing around the same guys every year.
Exactly.
To make picks.
And let me ask you something. As somebody who's on the trade committee with me and all that, where we all vote on these trades, when you get a trade, say for instance, I trade with you for your first round pick next year, or I make a trade with G World. No offense, G World, but you know what I mean, dude. Like I know you know how you're my dude, but let's be real. You know what I mean. There are seasons where he wins 1, 2 games. You know what I mean. Yeah. And you have a higher likelihood of getting a high first round pick from him than you do from Super Bowl winning Mr. Pro Max, right?
Right.
Are we gonna judge it based on that? Like that's the problem. I am putting myself in a position where I gotta say, you know, I can't allow this trade because G World is gonna win 2 games, and I don't want to say that to this dude. Like, and that's fucked up.
I don't say it either, but my thing is, I feel like guys like all right. Nick's a perfect example. Nick says he won't trade with certain guys because he feels like most trades to come back to bite him in the butt, right?
Right.
Like Nick tells me kind of like his pro man, I'll never trade with you. I'll never send you a pick. I'll never send you a player because he's like, you're gonna use him way more effectively than I can. And this is from a person who's gonna, it's not even a trade committee thing. It's a person who's looking at all the parameters when he wants to make a deal. And I feel like as a trade committee, we need to have the same kind of thought process. Not just like, all right, he's a good owner, let it go through. The question is, the ramifications around that trade. In real life, and I hate in real life, but realistically, some of these trades would never ever happen. Honestly, the NFL doesn't trade off to begin with.
Yeah, exactly.
But for the sake of the game, we like to make moves or whatever. But like I said, G World being one of the examples. Guys go to G World, let me get you first. I'll do blah blah blah, and you're like, well, all right. But you look at it like, well, I don't want a 39-year-old Odell Beckham. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
First, Odell, but he's 40.
Right.
So, obviously, all the trades come with their own parameters, but I feel like, in my opinion, guys should stop targeting guys who will have who win 4 or 5 games. It's not that it's unfair, but it's kind of I don't want to say it's cheating. It's not cheating. It's not cheating.
I mean, it's smart is the thing. That's the problem. It's smart. Yes. There's a thin line between conniving and smart.
Right. And it's on that line.
Yes. Yes, we're talking about you, Sev. Sev's all like, and yeah, I know who the fuck we're talking about.
And we all, everybody's thinking, nobody wants to trade for like, the 25th pick.
Exactly.
Everybody's trying to fly up the draft board, giving up whatever. So I would like to see, quote unquote, like a protection, quote unquote, around guys who don't play as well as the others, and constantly in the top 5, top 6, top 10. Let those guys get young talent. Let them cultivate young talent.
I would even say let them trade those picks, but after we know what pick they have. You know what I mean? Like, if we know the G World is trading the first overall pick, then we can judge that based on is this guy worth the number 1 overall pick? Instead of, oh, you know what? I got to tell this dude that he can't trade for this because he'll probably have the number 1 overall pick. And then the guy's going to be like, yeah, but he doesn't. Like, he could have the 10th, right? Who knows? That's the problem. You know what I mean? And then we kind of know, yes, he's going to have a top 3 pick most likely. And we... Right, we can't put money on it. We can't put our word on it, you know what I mean? We can't put it in stone, so we kind of have to. Again, it's tricky. You don't want to handcuff guys. Training for first is fun and all that, but yeah.
Yeah, and guys be like,
Yeah, exactly. Well, people invest in their time, man. People invest in their time.
Yeah. The Jets had 4 first-round picks in 2000, but I don't think has anything been like that ever since.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, so Pennington, Ellis, Abraham, and Beck in 2000.
Woo, that was a whew.
That's pretty good.
Jeez. Yeah.
Hall.
Ah, damn. They went to the playoffs like 2-3 times. Then they get the AFC Championship team. They had an AFC Championship loss. I mean, they didn't get to the Super Bowl, but yeah, they had some playoff runs with those guys. I mean, Pennington's wet noodle arm was ridiculous, but
yeah, I don't know, but yeah, 4 first-round picks in a single draft. I don't think anything.
I'm telling you, there's probably been something close, like 3-2, like Matt again, but I don't know. I definitely, like I said, the limiting first-round picks in a single draft, I wouldn't be opposed to it, I guess. Maybe 3. I think 3 would be a good number for our league, mostly because we already allow more trades than the NFL does in real life, and you know, so whatever the norm is, we kind of have to expect it to be a little more exaggerated in a Madden league. So, you know, again, we already allow 2 trades a year. You know, you really couldn't even probably get more than 3, I guess, right? You know, pretty much 4, right? I mean, think about it. If you're only allowed 4 trades, you could trade for 2 future firsts during the season, and then 2 before the draft. So you really only can get 4. So, I mean, again, you know, maybe 2 is good. I don't know. Again, that's something we'll talk about. I do know that the whole future first thing was mentioned by Nick, and I think even Ford was like, you know, and some of the other guys, I think Puba and MMDA were on board with it. You were, you know, skydiving in France or whatever the hell you were doing at the time, so. So draft day trades, no bueno, no. 3 hours before the start of the draft, no matter what time this draft starts. Usually it's 8 o'clock. It ends at 5. The trade deadline. You're not gonna be forcing us to scramble last minute to vote on these things right before the draft.
Yeah.
So then it resumes immediately following the draft. You can start trading again. And then during preseason, this is the last thing on the rule book. During every preseason, teams are allowed to sign 1 free agent each week. Once the league advances to the regular season, free agency is open with no limits. We do like I said, we hold off on practice squads for, I think, like Pro said, 24 hours, just so guys like have a chance to, you know, if they made their cuts or what. I don't actually know how the CPU, like if you didn't make your cuts, right, the CPU at week 4 of the preseason will just automatically send some of your players to practice squad, and it could be some players that you would want to keep on your 53, and somebody else can snag them. So, most notably, pros like on that shit all day. So
yeah, I definitely watched the practice squad.
I usually just go to your practice squad because I figure you're signing so many practice squad guys that you're forced to put decent players on the practice squad. So I think I took 3 guys from you last year just because I'm like, and they were pretty much the best fucking practice squad players out there. So
yeah, no, I'm always. I mean, guys probably steal my joints, but yeah, I'm always trying to replace the practice squad guys with guys snipe. Like when guys snipe a guy for me, I actually go out looking for another guy to put on there. You know?
It's ridiculous.
No, but you know what, guys? Listen, sometimes guys, you know, they'll let a guy go, but, you know, I've ended, you know, practice squad guys, you know, guys with like, you know, 11,000, 12,000, you know, XP points by being on my practice squad, you know?
Yeah.
It's a good way to get, I mean, obviously you don't want to lose that guy, but it's a good way to build the guy up without having to play him, you know, whatever.
Yeah, no, I know. It's always nice at the end of the year when you have that guy who has like 3,000, 4,000 XP. Right. You're like, oh shit. I mean, they're usually terrible to the point that it doesn't even make a difference. But again, this year, who knows with this whole new XP shit. I kind of don't mind it a little bit, man. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't messed with it enough. I only did, I think, 2 weeks of. I simulated the preseason, and I think only Christian McCaffrey and C.J. Anderson had an upgrade. And then I think the next week it was like Juan Short. So I only had like 3 or 4 players in 4 or 5 weeks with a upgrade available, which kind of sucks, you know what I mean? But I don't know. Maybe we won't be. Look, I've always felt like it's always been too easy to make players great in this game. So,
Definitely.
and Madden does have a tendency, though. My worry is Madden has a tendency of always going overboard in the opposite direction. So, okay, something gets overpowered, they totally like nerf it. Basically, it's useless, and I'm kind of worried about that. I don't know. I actually haven't looked, but if there are XP sliders this year, maybe that's something we're gonna have to look into.
Definitely. I think it'd be a possibility, but you know what? I mean, we can always adjust those.
I mean, dude, like, did you see the training yet though? Like, when you're a scheme fit, it's only like a 200, 300 extra XP points for training. I mean, I think though I haven't done any of the medals yet, so it might have been just because I had the default medal or whatever the fuck it is. I don't have a medal for the training. So whatever they trained for, they got whatever points they got, and then their bonus for scheme fit was like 250, 300. But again, maybe if I'm a gold in that, maybe it's higher. I don't know. So again, I gotta look at it a little more, but it does seem like it's gonna be a little weak to fucking to bump guys up, which is gonna suck, man. Because these guys, the free agency is gonna be non-existent. You know, nobody's gonna let anybody go who's highly rated if they can't progress anybody.
Nope.
So we'll see. But yeah, I'm happy. We're happy to have you back. Hopefully we'll be starting soon. Hopefully you'll see. We'll get your show back on soon. Like, get your shit together. Figure out what's going on with this league, and we need.
For sure.
We need that face on TV and get me the fuck off of this goddamn thing. All right.
No, I'm gonna, probably not. Maybe I'm saying this maybe in the year I'll get a new computer. I saw you messing around with that OBS. There's gotta be a way, and it just dawned on me, like, before you call.
Mm-hmm.
If you can plug the phone into your computer and have the sound input go to it.
See, yes, I have to figure out a way to get, like, okay, so I was looking at Skype. That's the reason I brought up Skype, by the way, is because OBS has an extension basically where you can screen share it, or at least have it playing the audio in the background. I can't figure out how to get the audio from my headphones louder on this right now. I tried my system preferences on my Mac. I tried everything, and it's just his voice. Your voice probably too right now. When I listen to this later, it's probably gonna be very low.
Yeah. Do you have a dedicated microphone?
No, see, I'm using headphones.
Nah, all right. So that's probably what it is. It's probably too far. But I had it when I was doing over. I had a dedicated mic. Also, on the headphone jack, there's an input. I don't know if you check it out. Check it out when you get off. If there's an input sound option in OBS, you can probably just plug in where your headphones go on your phone. You run the phone directly to the input to the microphone.
Oh.
Of the laptop or the Mac.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And then I would listen on headphones on my phone. Well, okay, so.
Right. So the sound of the phone would come out through the computer.
The problem is though, I have the newer iPhone where it doesn't have an iPhone headphone jack.
Yeah, you bought
the adapter. Woof. How much does that cost?
$30.
Damn, that's $30, dude. I could buy a fucking microphone for that. Like, what the fuck?
No, you definitely could buy a mic.
That's what I'm saying. I refuse to give Apple more of my money for these bullshit ass accessories that they're trying to.
You got no, and the only reason why I think they did it was because they added the two speakers to the bottom of the new phone,
right?
Instead of having the phone jack and taking up space. Vinny, but if you've got a MacBook and you've got an iPhone, you already bought into their bullshit.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I only bought it for the convenience because I can sync them, so I don't know why I'm not even doing that, right? Like I should. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, probably, yeah, I definitely got it before the next time I do this type of shit. I'm definitely gonna have to figure this out. Yeah. I didn't spend much time in the week leading up to this, so I mean, again, I think Skype might work, but there's also like applications I can download that apparently will link the call, like FaceTime audio, directly to OBS instead of like going through a third. It's kind of like going through a middleman right now to get to OBS, and it would just cut out the middleman and kind of make the sound more richer. I don't know. I was trying to read up on it literally an hour before we went on, and I'm like, yeah, this ain't happening. So, but yeah, definitely next time. And look, I like this format. I've been telling you for a while. I like being able to have everything, because I have PS4 second screen too, so I could actually have the game up while I'm looking at the websites and all that.
I think my computer might be. I gotta see how that looks. You said second screen. I have to look that up too.
Yeah, the PS4 second screen. Like basically, you just it's meant to like you can play your shit anywhere you are, right? But I'm literally sitting 10 feet away from my TV with the PlayStation on, and then I just plugged my controller into my computer, my USB. Open that shit up and it's synced, you know what I mean? And I'm like controlling my PlayStation from my computer. And then I actually added that as a second screen on OBS, and I was able to look at that. So again, there's ways to definitely do this with OBS where you can have all of this shit up at once. You can have the screen up, you can have the website up, you can have all this shit, and as you're talking about stuff or we're talking about shit, we show it. Like that's always been my thing, like being able to show the shit we're talking about. You know what I mean?
Right. I think my computer just can't handle it.
Yeah, with your damn internet, Ken. What the fuck?
I know, it's fine.
Bump that internet down and save up for a better computer. How about that?
Yeah, probably.
Jesus.
I gotta be like 10 years old already. So.
Oh yeah, yeah, dude. You have a Mac though?
Yeah, man, it was top of line at the time, so I was like, oh yeah,
I'm amazed at how well this is. This isn't even mine. My girl gave this to me when she got a new one, and this shit is from like 2008, 2007, maybe. I don't even know.
Same year.
It works great though. It really does.
Yeah, I'm telling you, there's no problem. I don't have any real issues with the thing.
I've never had a computer this long in my life. Every one I've ever had died after a year and a half from porn.
Yeah.
So.
Rocking out.
Viruses and shit up the ass. This thing don't get no viruses for nothing,
Nope.
man.
Don't get no virus.
I've been trying to give this bitch a virus, and she won't take one. So.
Nah, no virus.
But anyway, all right. Well, yeah, we'll put everybody to sleep. There's only 2 people watching, so I'm gonna get the fuck off. I gotta be at work at like 4 a.m. tomorrow, so. Fuck. But it's good to have you back. We'll definitely get this shit rocking soon, and we're ready to go. All right.
Go, PSL.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
All right, bro. Be good. Later.